Hello, I'm Eva and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the books I got for my 21st birthday. These are all gifts from my parents and my grandparents. Now I'm just going to show you what they got me. Okay, first I got two books that I've already read but just wanted physical copies of because I loved them. The first one is Play Along by Liz Tomforde. This is the fourth book in the Windy City series. I absolutely love this series. They're all 5 stars. I originally gave this one a 4.5, but I decided to change it to a 5 because this entire series is just amazing. So now I own all of them except Rewind It Back, which I do think came out right after I went birthday shopping. Anyways, this one of course has the ombre sprayed edges just like the other ones, and we have it in the new cover. And the other book that I've read already is Accomplice to the Villain by Nicole Maehrer. This is the third book in the Assistant to the Villain series. I read the first book and I really loved it. Then I got the second book and that one was extremely underwhelming, so I just decided to get this one from the library, and I told myself if I ended up enjoying it then I would get the third one, and if I didn't I would probably get rid of the other books I have in the series, and then when I continued the series I'd just get them from the library. But I ended up really enjoying this one, so even though I didn't love the second one, I decided I am going to get the series unless the rest of it ends up being disappointing. But I still think the first one is my favorite, and then this one and the second one. Then one that I got and have already started. This one I got 2 days after my birthday because the release date was 2 days after my birthday, and that is In Her Own League by Liz Tomforde. I am currently reading this. I am not quite 70% through it. I'm loving it. Liz Tomforde can do no wrong. This world is so good. I'm so sad that this is going to be the last one in the Windy Cities world, but I am absolutely loving this one. We have Monty and Reese. Also, this cover, so pretty, sprayed edges. And I'm actually tabbing this one. I haven't tabbed a book in so long, and I'm actually really enjoying it, and I'm glad I can go back and look through the tabs. I feel like this is going to be a 5-star for sure. But if you don't know, this is a spin-off of the Windy City series, so this is just a standalone. In the third book, we have our main characters are Miller and Kai. And Kai plays for the Windy City Warriors, which is their baseball team. And Miller is the coach's son. Miller is the coach's daughter. This is following the coach and then the woman who ends up taking over the team by Play Along. It has been so good. If you've not read the Windy City series and you love a romance series, specifically sports romances, you need to read the Windy City series. Like, please read the Windy City series. Okay, now let's get into all the books I have not read yet. Let's start with this one. Fragile Sanctuary by Cowles. I have heard this is a romance series and they all have suspense subplots. I haven't read too many romances with a suspense subplot, and I'm really excited to get to read one. I think I'm going to love that because I love a mystery with a little romance plot. I've heard nothing but good things about this series, and this is the first book in the Sparrow Falls series, and this also has sprayed edges. I don't love when sprayed edges are like that though, when it's just a solid color. I think that's kind of dumb. If you're gonna do sprayed edges, do something interesting with them. If not, don't do them. I do think this cover is beautiful and I cannot wait to get into this. Ooh, look at the little chapter headings. You have like a little house. Next, I have Destructively Mine by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the second book in the Webs We Weave series. The first book is Dishonestly Yours, and that one was good. I gave it 4 stars. We had like a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end. Well, maybe not a cliffhanger, but like something that pulls you into reading the next book. I'm definitely getting to this one soon. And then the third one will come out in May, I believe. And I believe this is just going to be a trilogy and there's not going to be any more after that, which is nice. The Addicted Calloway Sisters series, absolutely love it. One of my favorite series of all time. But that is 10 books plus another series plus another series, and it's a lot. So it's nice just to get a nice little trilogy from them. That is all the romance books I got, surprisingly, so let's move on to the mystery thriller books I got. The first one I got is Girl in the Ice. I knew nothing about this book going into Barnes & Noble. I saw it in the mystery thriller section and just picked it up because the title intrigued me. This is the first book in a series, and I believe it's a long series, which I did not know when I picked it up. It's the Detective Erica Foster series, I think. So let's read the back because I feel like the other books I got are pretty popular that I've gotten so far, so I'm going to read the back because it's also pretty short. Her eyes are wide open, her lips parted as if to speak, her dead body frozen in the ice. She is not the only one. When a young boy discovers the body of a woman beneath a thick sheet of ice in South London Park, Detective Erica Foster is called in to lead the murder investigation. The victim, a beautiful young socialite, appeared to have the perfect life. Yet when Erica begins to disappear, she starts to connect the dots between the murders and the killings of 3 prostitutes, all found strangled, hands bound, and dumped in water around London. What dark secrets is the girl in the ice hiding? Just from that, it made me want to pick it up. I had not heard of this book when I went there, which I told myself I was going to stop doing. If I am going to the bookstore and buying a book, I should know the book before I'm buying it instead of just buying stuff on a whim. Like half of these books I hadn't heard of when I went to the bookstore, but it's whatever. I broke my own rule. Sorry for all the voice cracks in this video. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, the next book I have, I actually saw terrible reviews of on Goodreads after I got it, and that is If I Disappear by Eliza Jane Brazier. I thought the back sounded interesting though. Sara loves true crime podcasts. They give her a sense of control in a world where women like her disappear daily. She's sure they are preparing her for something, so when Rachel, her favorite podcast host, goes missing, Sara knows it's time to act. Rachel has always taught her to trust her instincts. So it seems like she is following the disappearance of one of her favorite true crime podcasters. She's trying to figure out where she went. I thought it sounded interesting, but I went to Goodreads and it has like a 3.14 on there and I was like, oh shit. But I'm still going to give it a chance. I didn't actually read through any of the reviews because I didn't want it to affect my reading experience, but I do have a video planned that's going to be a reading vlog, and this one will probably be in it. The cover's also pretty cool. Uh-oh, we have a guest. It's Harlow. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Here's our guest. She'll be making sure I do a good job, right? Right. And then the last mystery thriller book I got, I actually did know about this book going into the bookstore and had it on my list of books to get. And that is The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. I don't like it has one of those like little like partial covers. I hate when books have that because it like likes to get caught on stuff. I think it has, yeah, it has like a little map in there too. Interesting. This is a historical fiction as well as a thriller. It says It says it's set in Maine, 1789. I remember seeing this one on TikTok and Instagram, I think, recently, and it just sounded very, very good, and it's very highly rated by a lot of people. Again, this is 1789, and she is a midwife and a healer, and her diary is a record of every birth and death crime. So I think some crime happens in her town. A crime happens in her town, and she suspects 2 of the town's most respected gentlemen. So I guess she's trying to get them convicted, is kind of what the back sounds like. Let's move on to the fantasy books. I think none of these I went in going to get, except one I had heard of, and I'd wanted to read it, but I wasn't planning to get it when I went there, and that is the Jasad Heir by Sara Hashem. This book is big. Not only is it tall, but it's thick.
That's what she said?
But I've seen a lot of positive reviews of this book and then a lot of mixed reviews of the second book. This is an unmissable tale of shattered kingdoms, forbidden magic, and cunning royals unfolds in this Egyptian-inspired epic fantasy debut. Ooh, Egyptian-inspired. I like that. 10 years ago, the kingdom of Jasad burned. Its magic was outlawed, its royal family murdered. At least that's what Sylvia wants people to believe. The heir of Jasad escaped the massacre, and she intends to stay hidden, especially from the armies of Nizel that continue to hunt her people. A moment of anger changes everything. When Aaron, the Nizel heir, tracks a group of Jasadi rebels to her village, Sylvia accidentally reveals her magic and captures his attention. Now Sylvia is forced to make a deal with her greatest enemy, help him hunt the rebels in exchange for her life. That sounds very good. The last 2 I also had not heard of when I went to the bookstore. So the first one of those 2 is The High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulford. This is book 1 of the 5 Crowns of Oakrith. So this is a 5-book series, and I guess it's already finished because there they all are on the back. Literally just from the title, I was like, ooh, I don't know, that just sounds like something that could be up my alley. This follows a girl, what does it say her name? This follows Remy, who is probably one of the last red witches alive, and the North Court King wants her kind completely wiped out. So she's like hiding out, I think, and gets found by these 4 Fae warriors. One happens to be the Prince of the Eastern Kingdom. He says he wants to stop the war with the Northern Court, and he needs a red witch to do that. So I think he is kind of going to make an alliance with them. It doesn't say on the back why he needs a red witch, but he just says he needs one to stop this war. So we have the little romance going on between her and the prince. So I don't know if it's going to be like an arranged marriage type thing or just he needs her on his court or what the deal is with that. I haven't seen anybody talk about this book before, but I think it sounds like it could be pretty good. And then the last book I have is Bride of the Shadow King by Sylvia Mercedes. Again, I have not heard of this book. This cover is very pretty though. I love the blue and the crown is really pretty. Look at all the colors in that. Wow, I'm a terrible YouTuber. Can you even see that? An outcast princess makes a political marriage with a reluctant king to save both their kingdoms in this first book in the Bride of the Shadow King series. And when I looked it up, I think this is a trilogy, but this says Princess Fair Reign is the oldest daughter of her kingdom, and even though she's the oldest, so she should get the throne, she's been outcasted and shunned by her family, and she has some gift. I guess it's gonna be like magic. They say they are outcasting her because she has this magic and it makes her a liability. So then the Shadow King comes and chooses her sister to be his bride. And he doesn't really want to marry a human because I guess he's a Shadow King. So he agrees when he meets the princess, but he cannot get the haunting eyes of her older sister out of his head. So it's kind of forbidden because he's supposed to marry the sister, but obviously that's not going to happen. So tell me your thoughts on the ones that I haven't read. Did you like them? Did you not like them? I feel like I have a lot of not talked about books in these piles, and I'm extremely excited to get into them because I feel like I go into every book already having some opinion of it in my head from others because I get major FOMO if I'm not reading popular books. It's so annoying because sometimes I want to read the underrated and like indie published books, but then I always am like, oh, but then there's this book and this book that TikTok told me about, and I'm like, oh my god, but that sounds so good, and then I feel left out. So I got quite a few books that I haven't heard of before, which even though I wasn't going to do that, and that's like kind of a rule I set for myself, I am glad I did because then it'll force me to read some not as popular books and maybe have new recommendations for you all. I don't know if I said it was my 21st birthday in the beginning, and it's funny, on the night of my 21st birthday, it was a Sunday, and I still have not had my first legal drink yet. So maybe I need a sip and read night. Still haven't went out because I think you have to get your like ID like spun or something. So I haven't done that yet, and I probably should if I want to go out, but I'm not very sociable. So we'll see if I ever end up doing that. Anyways, that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.